one that you had the information, because to me, always learn. Keep learning. You never want to pretend to know it all. And the more information you have about the things that scare you or feed your fear, the less control they have over you. And so you giving me that additional information, I'm like, hey, that makes perfect sense, because I know when my nervous system gets geared up, I'm fight or flight. And it is this constant chaos. And so when you told me that, it was like, hey,
it's directly related to that parasympathetic.
Yeah, like I'm not completely out of my mind. This isn't just this isn't just me being like, okay, I don't like the feeling of freezing. It actually is having an effect that is triggering that for me. And so it was so cool to get that information. I mean, it was like glorious. I remember leaving here and just bragging about you for like a week because it was the greatest experience I'd ever had here. So that is part of this experience for us, and having those conversations, and another piece of information for you guys to take with you to your dentists. If that is something that bothers you, it's something that can be adjusted. I mean, for us, we just kind of start with the minimal amount of freezing.
And do 2 seconds worth first.
And if it's not enough, she can add a bit more. But if it's, we stay away from an error on the side of never having too much. Because then I'm a write-off. Then I'm gonna have to sit up 5 times because I feel like I can't breathe. So let's get this started. We'll get set up here. We'll be back in a minute, and I'll share some more tricks that I use. Starting with, always layer your clothing. Anxiety, when we get hot, our anxiety gets worse. You aren't here to impress anybody. She doesn't care what my hair looks like. She doesn't care if the hoodie comes off, what the t-shirt looks like underneath. We tend to strip down when we're anxious, and I do it time and again. So layer yourself, be comfortable, be you, put every single thing in your favor. Beautiful. So gotta love the angle here. Tricky glasses, love it. Lets me watch my favorite show, and yes, I'm watching The Watcher right now. Another trick for me, I get control of the suction. One of the things that I struggle with, as soon as that saliva gets into the back of my throat, feels like I'm choking. So I hang on to the suction myself. I know how it works with my trusty button. We know the drill here, and if I'm failing miserably at my job because it's not bothering me, they let me know I need to suction, and otherwise, whenever I need to, I'm in control, so it makes it easy.
So I'll get you to open a little, Kendra. You can pop in your suction. So delicious.
So that's the other thing. Worst tastes in dentistry. I don't understand why you guys don't make things taste better.
We're sorry.
Why?
We're sorry. Why? I don't know. If you could invent that, you'll be a very wealthy woman.
On it. Anybody watching this, get on it. The freezing for dentistry sucks, tastes horrible. Another thing to watch for, oh, this is good. When you're doing these things, pay attention to your body. If you feel yourself getting tense, practice that deep breathing. Calm yourself down. It's possible to do it anywhere. Practice it before you get here. You don't teach yourself to swim when you're drowning. Practice the things you need to do to manage your anxiety before you're in the situations that make you anxious.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Always has that matte feeling for a couple of days, but
Yeah.
then it's glossy with your
No, there's
toothbrush,
no like.
but there's no ledge.
No.
Beautiful.
Feels good.
Wonderful.
You can have your tools back since I'm stealing your job.
She loves it.
And and there you go. See, my fancy glasses are the best, but they leave the best line there. That's a good look. So, we're still good. We're still alive.
We're still friends.
We're still friends. We're still smiling because she's made my teeth so pretty. But something that you just brought up to me that I really want to address here is that oftentimes we come into a dentist office and we get that, like, that you need to fill this out, and you check off all the little boxes, and of course you check off that box that says
dental anxiety.
I have dental anxiety. And so often, and with anybody that I've worked with before you tick that box, I come in, we review it, and what happens with that box?
You say, I see you have dental anxiety here. You go, yeah. We go, okay.
Yeah. The end.
The end.
And so force it to go further. Advocate for yourself. Find somebody who understands the value of when somebody checks that box. It's a medical condition that requires conversation. It requires attention. There can be a plan put in place. And there's so many things that I haven't covered here because this is my plan. This is my routine. This is how I manage this. This is all of the little safeties and checks and tools and resources I've put in place to make it work for me. It can go further than this. There are other supports. There are other things to consider, other subtleties. When they're doing casts of my teeth and there's that gel stuff in it that gets in the back, we know here, don't put too much in. If you make me feel like I'm gagging, I'm gonna have a panic attack. Little conversations like that, every single one of them. The other thing that I thought of when we were doing that, it doesn't bother me. A lot of people are bothered by the sound. If your tools is loud, bring headphones with you. Put something on. I'm sitting here watching TV. Yes, we have different tastes in television. When I put on my serial killer psychological thrillers, my lovely dentist has to look the other way because we're going to give her nightmares. But I'm going to convince her.
It's okay. I'm focused on you.
You got to watch The Watcher. Anyways, it's so good. You can work together with every single practitioner in your life, every single professional in your life. Their responsibility is to you as a patient. You have to share that information with them to give them the ability to give you the best experience. Don't be afraid to say, I'm scared. Don't be afraid. And quite frankly, if you say it and you are met with pushback, if you're met with frustration or a feeling like they're not going to be patient with you, then that's just not the right professional for you and you move on. Because we don't all mesh in this world. We don't all have personalities that are going to match. Every professional does not have the ability to give you what you need to support your anxiety. There are many that do. One of them, are you accepting new patients still? Some?
Your friends.
My friends, okay. My friends, whoever you are, I will vouch for you. You can be my friend today. Whitehouse Dental. St. Clair, where's the new location?
Yonge and Eglinton.
Yonge and Eglinton. Amazing, amazing experience. I have so much gratitude and appreciation for the way they have managed me here, how they have worked with me. You know, it's when I come to the dentist now, it's not fear. It's knowing that this is a supportive place for me to break down if I have to. And that to me is key. To me, we've turned a situation that used to scare me into, if I were having a really horrible day, they know so much about me here and my anxiety that I could walk through that door and be like, hey, I don't have an appointment today, but I'm going to chill out here for a second because I'm not doing well. And that makes a world of difference. So thank you, bottom of my heart. Thank you. You're stuck with me for life. So
I'm happy to be.
That is how you face your fear at the dentist. Now, let me tell you one of the things that bothers me the most. We get through these situations that scare the hell out of us. And there's this, oftentimes there's this exhaustion that follows because you've just had to pull yourself through this and now you're tired from fighting it because whether you like it or not, you're fighting your adrenaline, you're fighting that feeling and you feel like you just ran a marathon. We suck at celebrating our successes. We suck at celebrating our achievements. Didn't have to go perfect. You could have had to have stopped that appointment 5 times, but you got through it and you're here. And the more you repeat the actions to show yourself that you can survive the things that scare you, the less fear exists, the less control fear has over you. Celebrate. You know what? You just did something huge. Might seem silly to somebody else. It's not silly at all. You faced your fear, and that's huge. Another great trick, plan something that you're going to enjoy for after those. I'm going for a massage.